Welcome back to the Cozy Cottage Homestead. Want to do a little quick video on care of using cast iron skillets, all different shapes and sizes. This was just a couple that I have in my collection. Want to give a shout out to Miss Tanya. She had asked me about doing a video on the usage and safety and how to care for your cast iron. It's been a little while since I've gotten it done, but I'm going to go ahead and do a video on that and share with y'all how I do it. I'm sure there are other ways to season your cast iron, and what I say by that is it's a certain process you go through to season your cast iron so that when you cook, your food will not stick to it. Cast iron has been around over 100 years, I think since, let me see, I have it on my little card here, since 1896. One of the health benefits of cooking with cast iron is it fortifies your food with iron. So if you have low iron, cooking with cast iron skillets will add more iron to your food when you cook it. I'm going to do my stovetop method of how you would clean your cast iron. And during the winter time, I would use it in the oven. So, this is a little, like a Brillo pad. I've recently found them at Walmart. I think it's 2 or 3 in a pack. It does not scratch anything, but it has the abrasive in it to where it cleans it. So if this was dirty, and I had, say, cornbread or something in it, I would get my metal spatula, I would scrape around all the edges, go to the sink, run some water in there, and use this. You could use a little bit of soap, but do not use a lot of soap. Soap will take off the seasoning, and then your food will start sticking to it. And then you'll have to go through the whole process of seasoning it again, which you do usually season it just about every time to a degree after you use it. So you just rub this around and clean it under the water, and it gets it clean. You don't have to worry about sanitizing it or thinking you're going to get sick or get food poisoning, because if you cleaned all the food that was in there out under the water, you scrape it and you clean it. Then you would bring it back to your stove top. I always have a rag right here in case any of you wondering what she got a rag right there for. You can use canola oil or vegetable oil. The best thing to use is shortening or lard. So you would just get your little bit of that lard or shortening, just a little smear, rub it on the inside of your pan, up the sides. This is seasoning it so that your food does not stick whenever you cook your next meal. So I rub it around there. I have another one here. I'm going to go ahead and rub it down too. You might be able to see it better. Very simple. And after you wash it under the sink with your little Brillo pad or scrubby pad, you want to dry it off first and then come over here and oil it with your shortening or your lard or vegetable oil. Seems to work the best. This is going to be the stovetop method. So all I'm going to do is turn the burner on, but before I do that, I want to tell you that they do have little silicone heat resistant little covers to go over the ends. I tend to forget that I even have them. I normally just use a pot holder, but they do have these to go on the ends because sometimes we do forget and touch it, especially if you're used to more modern pots and pans. Although these have never gone out of style, cast iron has been around for a long time, but people do tend to forget to put their hand on it. So if you think you would forget, it's worth investing in these little Lodge, I guess is the brand for this one. And you just wash it with your dishes if it gets dirty. But I turned my burner on. I'm just going to do the one because it's summertime and it's hot. So literally I just turned the burner on about medium and I let it heat up. And as it heats up the cast iron, and then it reseals it. So if anything got unsealed or unseasoned, you're reseasoning it. And I let it get hot, on about medium heat until I start seeing a little bit of smoke. And once I see a little bit of smoke, I know it's hot enough, and I cut the burner off, slide it back, and let it cool off. And that's all there is to it. You're done. You're finished. If there's any excess oil in there, you can wipe it out with a dry paper towel whenever you store your cast irons in the cabinet, or you can hang them. This one here I have does hang right here on the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and hang it back up, move it out of my way, and let it just hang there. And if there was any moisture or anything on it, it would just dry out naturally. So if you layer your cast iron, say in a cabinet, make sure you put a piece of wax paper or a kitchen towel, cheesecloth, something layered in between it. Even if you don't live in a high humidity area, over time there will get some type of humidity in there, and it also keeps from getting dust and stuff on your seasoned pan, because if it's dusty, it'll stick to the oil, and then you'll have to re-oil it just to clean the dust and stuff out. But if you go ahead and pull you a piece of wax paper or parchment paper, kitchen towel, layer it, and then store them in your cabinet. Really easy. Cast iron has been around for a long time, and you can literally cook anything you want to cook in cast iron. In the mornings, this sits right here. We fry, scramble, eggs, grilled cheese, whatever. We always keep it right here handy. It's always ready to go. So it's very easy. Cast iron is very durable, very tough. It can break. If you drop it, it can break. You also can use a glass lid on it, or you can get a cast iron lid. I have another one that's kind of like a Dutch oven. It has a skillet on top and then the Dutch oven on the bottom, and you can bake with it in the oven. The other good thing about cast iron is you can cook outside over an open fire with it, so it won't mess up like all these new cookware that you see advertising on television. So it's very durable. You can use it for anything, to cook whatever you want to cook in it. So it just takes a couple minutes to let it heat up, and when I see the smoke, then I know it's good. During the winter time, I'll tend to use the oven more because it's cold, so it helps heat the house. The same thing, put it in the oven, turn it on for about at 350, and then let it go maybe 10 minutes or so. Cut the oven off, and you can just leave it in there, and it'll finish sealing it. Then just get it out and store it wherever you want to store it. So it's really simple, very easy. Cast iron cooking is really cool. It's a very healthy way to cook your meals, and it flavors it different than the new synthetic types of non-stick ware that there is. If you season your pot good, it won't stick either. But if you're having a problem and it's sticking, then you just need to go through the process again of washing it out, drying it. I put it on the stove and let it dry just a little bit, and then I keep me a paper towel right here with a little oil on it, and just line the inside of it, heat it up really good. It's just now starting to smoke. You probably can't really see it, so I'll go ahead and put it off. Use your pot holder, slide it over, and you can see it's smoking just a little bit. So if I had a smoke alarm, it'd probably be going off. That's about all there is to it. Very simple, very easy, very healthy cast iron cooking, very durable. There's no kind of toxic coating or anything like that that's in some of the newer cookware that's out there. So it's very healthy all the way around. And if it was to rust, that just means that you possibly had a little moisture in it. If you get some moisture in it, go through the process again. Don't freak out. Wash it out, dry it out, oil it, heat the oil until it smokes. Cut the fire off and let it cool off completely. If you have any excess oil in there, just kind of wipe it around, and then put you some wax paper after it's completely cooled, or a dish towel, and then you can stack them up in your cabinet or hang it up wherever you have your cast iron at. So I hope that was helpful. It's very simple, very easy to do. I think some people are just nervous about using cast iron. They've never maybe used cast iron, but it's really good, really healthy. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to say about the cast iron. So, and also, you don't throw away cast iron. Cast iron pretty much lasts forever. It can become your family heirloom. You can save them. They last for hundreds of years. Pass down that skillet. If you get a new one, pass that one down to your kids, or to your daughter-in-law, to your sister. Someone that doesn't have one, introduce that skillet to them and introduce cooking with cast iron. And keep passing those skillets down. There's always going to be new stuff coming out that looks impressive, and then years down the road they found out it had all these horrible, horrible, toxic and synthetic materials that they made the skillets out of. You won't have that problem with the cast iron. You'll never find anything toxic or anything wrong or anything harmful. So it's a very good one to pass down and keep the tradition going of using cast iron. And the last thing was, in a pinch, I know y'all seen all the little cast iron tips and stuff online. The last one is, and I've seen it on movies, if in a pinch, if someone comes through the door, you could use it as a weapon. So you might want to be careful coming through some old country girl's door unexpectedly, because if she's in the kitchen, you might just get introduced to a little cast iron skillet. Not that I'm pushing or advocating to be causing problems or injuring anyone, but in a quick self-defense type situation, it's a nice little handy thing to have right there that might just save your life. Well, thanks for joining me today, and thanks for all the new subscribers. I'm really enjoying getting to know y'all better and talking to you and communicating with you. That's what I want this channel to be about: reaching other people, teaching other people, helping other people learn some frugal tips, and just getting to a community together of people that are like-minded, that are interested in the same type of things that maybe they didn't know about, and then sharing information and helping other people learn stuff. And I'm learning stuff from a lot of new people, and it's just been really fun so far. It's been a nice little journey. I'm enjoying it. Sharing information with y'all and helping other people has really been pretty cool. So I had deleted, I was thinking what I was going to say next. I had deleted a bunch of YouTube channels that I found years ago, and they just got to where they were being more and more fake, and you could tell they were just staging things, and I didn't like that. I wanted people that was really real and down to earth, that were sharing stuff that was true and helping other people. I don't like all the fake pansy stuff. So I found some really, really, really amazing people the last couple of days, and for whatever reason their channel came across my news feed, and they're smaller channels too. And I really like to support the smaller channels to help them grow and get them going. And they've been some really, really awesome people. These people are just amazing. So don't just always go for the big, dainty, and fancy and popular stuff. Check out some of the smaller channels, and you'll be surprised how much information they have to share with you and help you. And it's real information. They're real. They're down to earth. They're honest, hard-working people. And I like that, and I respect that. So farewell, Homestead family, friends, and neighbors from the Cozy Cottage Homestead.